Hey everybody, what's up y'all? Welcome back to my channel, TammyTalks here. Alright y'all, let's talk SWV and Escape, the Queens of R&B. Episode 5, Sisters with Choices. I'm sick of both of them at this point. I'm sick of SWV acting as if Escape is the problem. I'm sick of Escape having so many internal problems that they can't even do business as adults. Let's talk about it, y'all. So, the episode starts off with Tamika. She's on the phone with Tasha. Calls her sister. They both agree that we need to talk. We need to get to the bottom of this. We found out that Tasha did show up to the soundtrack for the show she did. She came in with good energy, all that stuff. Yeah, she's in a good mood because she done signed her record deal, right? So really, this is just for play. I don't need y'all. She's not stressed anymore because she signed her deal. So we get to Tasha in the studio. Tamika comes to see her sister. Rocky speaks to her. What's up, Meek? She doesn't speak. And Rocky is so irritated. He's so theatrical. No, she didn't speak to you. It's okay. You are going to be okay. You're going to be okay. It's not that big of a deal. It's like he wants things to be a bigger deal than it needs to. He wanted to do all those theatrics so that Tasha would come in, say what's the problem, and he could say, oh, your sister didn't speak to me. That's what Rocky wants. Rocky wants this discord between Tasha and everybody else in the group. So Tasha wants to know, how did they get to where they are? So Tamika tells her, apologize to our mother for cursing in her house. I like that she said that I apologize for cursing in her house. Nothing more, nothing less. Not for raising my voice, not for accusing her of knowing, not for her taking sides. I apologize to her for cursing in her house. So she said her and her mother are back good. Awesome. So Tasha is like, how do we get to where we are? Tasha is already crying. But see, I think I think those tears are free flowing out because deep down, Tasha feels guilty. Deep down, Tasha's conscience is kicking her ass right now because you know you're wrong. You know you're wrong. Whether Tasha wants to admit it or not, you know that your sister is not lying. You know what you did. You know what your husband did. You know that you are not wrong. You're crying because that is called guilt. So hell, deep down, Tasha might just have a conscience. Who knows? So they both agree that everybody needs to be held accountable. Tasha is saying that, you've said stuff to me. I haven't held on to that. Tamika is like, not even going to keep on going with that because we are here to talk about something very specific. We're not here so you can go back and rehash and talk about everything that I might have done in the past. That's not what we're here for. So Tasha wants their sisterhood back. And I'm like, do you though, Tasha? Or do you want the what's the word I'm looking for? Do you want the comfort of knowing that if my solo deal doesn't work out, because there's a real possibility that it doesn't. If my solo deal doesn't work out, you want the comfort, the peace of mind of knowing I can go back to Escape. That's what Tasha wants. So they hug, and then you see Tamika like clutch to her sister, and you see her kind of break down a little more. Do I think deep down that Tasha misses her sister? I do. Do I think that Tasha misses her sister enough to be truthful? I don't, if that makes sense. So we get to the dance auditions. So Escape is all there, sans Candy, who had something to do. So Lily said that the best dancer in SWV is Taj, hands down. And she acknowledges that she is the worst. I said, well, there's only 3 of y'all. So Tamika said that she is the best in Escape, which we all knew. I think not Candy, Lord. I think Tiny is second. So I think as far as dancing goes for Escape, it's Tamika, Tiny, Tasha, then Candy. And then Tamika says in her confessional, the worst singer is not here. We know Candy can't dance. Candy knows she can't dance. Candy has acknowledged that she's not the strongest dancer. Perfectly fine. So Coco says in her confessional that she is not optimistic about getting everything done in less than 2 weeks. They have, dancing to get done. They have choreography to learn. They have costume, and they have to do the set list. They have to do the actual set. They got a lot of stuff to get done in 2 weeks. Is there a reason? Is there a reason that we had to force this? I know SWV is booked and busy, right? But did we have to force this into this month? I guess that's what I don't understand. It's like y'all SWV is like forcing it because one, SWV really don't want to do this. And two, I feel like SWV felt that if they forced it into pigeonholed it into this week or this month, this very tight-knit space, that stuff would go wrong and they wouldn't have to do it at all. That's what I think. That's what I think happened. So we get SWV out at I guess getting drinks and hookah. Taj is telling them how she met with Tamika, and Tamika was basically saying that because Tiny and Candy have a bigger social media presence, that they're going to be the ones filling the seats, so they should be able to end the show with understanding. Look, that makes no sense to me. That makes no sense. I'll say this: Weak, Understanding. Both are great songs. Which is the better song? It's Weak. It's Weak. I am a true blue 90s kid, right? So by the time those songs came out, I was middle school. I was definitely middle school, maybe early high school. When did I start high school? I started high school in 98. So it was around that time, I feel like, when both Weak and Understanding came out. I'm sure y'all will correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. But definitely around that time. I love both songs. But if you tell me today, that I can only listen to one of those songs for the rest of my life, is going to be Weak. Weak is a bigger song. Sans the numbers, which, Taj said that Weak has sold 3 million units, which is huge for a single. Sans the numbers, Weak is a better song. But what kills me is SWV's nerve. It's SWV's superiority complex that they have, because as much as SWV is saying that Escape is acting like they're better, SWV, y'all are acting like y'all are better than Escape in every sense of the way. And the reason y'all are acting like that is because they have such turmoil. So y'all are looking at how dysfunctional Escape is, and y'all are like, oh, well, because we went through that, Coco dumped us and then Kim crawling back to the group, and because y'all have worked past that, y'all feel that y'all are a better group in every sense of the word. And is it true? Maybe. But if y'all aren't going to collaborate on this, what's the point of doing it? So then we have Zanique, the same with Zanique and Tiny, which I don't know if I missed something or if they didn't show anything, but they were showing in the previews Zanique telling Tiny that SWV has bigger hits, period, which is the truth. SWV has bigger hits. They have more up-tempo hits. When you think about it, a lot of people had an issue with SWV going against Escape for the verses anyways, because their music is so different. Escape has slower, more ballad music. SWV, you can really boogie to. You can't really boogie to Escape unless you're listening to what? Just Kick It, Love on My Mind, Feels So Good. They may have one more you can throw up in there. So Tiny is talking about how Tasha showed up. She had really good energy. And then she tells Zanique that they have a booking without Tasha. And they were like, we didn't know Tasha wasn't coming to rehearsal, so we didn't know if she would be available. And Zanique is like, y'all took it without her? We got to do what we got to do. And I mean, at this point, yes, we took the booking without Tasha. She will be okay. You know why? She has a solo deal. She will have bookings without us. So we then get, Tiny also says that they've been rehearsing Tasha's parts, and they're fine. Tamika said, I can sing all the parts. I know all the parts. I know all the parts. Words of 5, the 5 heartbeats. So we then get Coco and Candy in the set list. And this is what I mean with the superiority complex that SWV have. So SWV wants to co-headline, but they don't want to be collaborative in any sense of the word. They want everything to go their way. We hear them complain about the clothes. We hear them complain about Escape's music. We now hear Coco complaining because Steven is doing the set list. And she's like, I don't even know why he's doing it. Well, where are y'all people, SWV? That's my thing. Like, y'all are complaining that Escape is bringing in all these people, and these are Escape's people. These are Escape's people. Y'all have nothing but time and opportunity to bring your people too. But you're not doing that. So you can't complain that you don't know who Steven is, and you don't know why he's doing the set list when you haven't brought anybody from SWV side. You bring your son to everything, which he is really in grown people's business too much. 19 or not, he is involved in all this business way too much. So Coco said that she doesn't like the set list. She said it's very sleepy. She didn't like the song they were going to start with. So then they go back and forth over which song should go last, Weak or Understanding. Of course, each group is going to want their song to go last. This is what I don't get about Coco and SWV. Y'all are saying how y'all want y'all song to go last. Y'all do too. So Coco said that this is just Escape's way of trying to say they are the headliners by having the last song. Ain't it your way too, SWV? Like, this argument, this back and forth, it makes no sense because y'all are arguing the same point. So Coco keeps saying that it doesn't matter what you think, Candy, what y'all say, Candy. My group is not going to change our mind. And Candy is like, and we won't either. We won't either. I guess I don't even understand why they want to go back and forth. Them song, this song, this song, this song. Cause like y'all, what y'all want to do, a live versus? Cause that's what it sounds like. Y'all, that's what y'all should probably just do. But y'all were still gonna argue over who has the last song. If I go to a concert, if I were to go to the show, and Understanding comes on, and I have not yet heard Weak, I'm gonna stay to hear Weak. If I go to the show and Weak plays, but Understanding has not, I am still going to stay to hear Understanding. And I think that's what both groups are missing. If you put both of these songs at the end of the show, people are going to stay to hear both no matter what. But both of y'all want to close the show, and SWV is acting as if Escape is so awful, so terrible, so uncooperative because they want their song to go last when y'all are doing the same thing. It's weird. It's weird. So then we get the scene where the ladies are all going to do costuming. We get a scene before that where Jalen has decided to go back to school. He said he would feel bad if he didn't finish. Good, because I don't want to hear about this no more. I don't want to hear about this next week during the finale. I don't want to hear about this no more. You're going back to school. Kudos to you. You can still do music on the side, all that. So we're in the costuming part. Again, Jalen is there. He doesn't need to be. He is so like in their business. SWV, y'all could be bringing people. It seems like Escape is booking everything. These are Escape's customers. They did Escape show a couple of years ago. SWV, what are y'all contributing? What are y'all contributing to anything? So they're talking about the clothing. We see that they're basically night and day. You know, SWV is still very much in their 90s style. They're still wearing the overalls, the varsity jackets. They wear t-shirts that say SWV. They wear the hoodies. That's the type of stuff that they still perform in. Very much what they wore in the 90s, just not as baggy, a little more fitted. Escape, who used to, dress like boys, they were very, they used to wear a lot of masculine clothing back in the day. Now dress is very sexy. Tiny said, we're grown. We're getting sexy with it. We don't want to dress like we did in 95. So Tamika then calls out Tasha for wearing something different to an event. And I'm like, look, Tamika, y'all just got back cool. Why would you even do that? So Tasha explained that they were all using the same stylist. That stylist was not working for her, so she got her own stylist, but she's still in the color pattern until it came time for the Soul Train Awards. So they're all getting fitted. They're all saying what they want to wear. SWV is complaining about everything. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I want to be comfortable. And it's like, y'all, it is literally one show. It is literally one show. SWV is not making any compromises. They're not making any concessions. It's all escape. So they then say Lily wants to wear black. Candy is like, we can't all have on all black on stage. Lily is like black and silver. So some of them want black and silver. Candy is like, I want white and silver. And I see that they're trying to peg it as if Candy is really the issue and Candy just goes against everything. But Candy is not the only member from Escape that did not raise her hand about black and silver. She is not. So they then start talking about who is going to sing what song is going to go last. Taj is like, well, y'all said that we don't have 1 million followers between us when Week is 3 million records strong. So Tamika said, fine, if we're talking numbers, like Candy and Tiny have more followers. And Tamika says something earlier, like, I acknowledge or something. I'm okay with admitting or knowing that Candy and Tiny are a step above me. And Tasha's like, maybe in your group. And let's be real. Let's be real. At that point, at their age, their point in their career, their social media followers don't matter. They don't matter. No one thinks any less than Lily because she does not have 1 million followers. No one thinks any less than Tamika or Latasha because they don't have 1 million followers. Because if Candy wasn't on the Housewives, Candy wouldn't have the 10 million followers either. You know what I mean? So, so then Tasha's like, if we're talking about the followers, or was it Lily, then y'all should have sold 9 million records. And I'm like, well, that doesn't make sense either. Again, they're arguing the same point from different standpoints, but they're arguing the same thing. Each group wants to go last. Each group is going to think that their song is better. That's just how life is. So Lily then gets real upset, and it's like, I'm not going to feel inferior because of numbers and a piano in the dressing room. Tasha was like, piano in the dressing room? Tasha was so confused. So apparently, there was another scene, a flashback between Tamika and Taj, and Taj was saying how they all get dressed in the same, they have one dressing room. Tamika was like, oh no, like we got separate dressing rooms, like Tiny has to have a piano in there. And I want to say, is that true, Tiny? Why do you have a piano in your dressing room? Does Tiny play the piano? Does anybody know? Okay. So Tiny then says in her confessional that they are night and day when it comes to performing. So Escape is very big performative. They have the LED screens. They're doing, they like to do a lot of different things, transitions and stuff like that. SWV really gets on stage and sings. So there's a difference. So Taj is saying how SWV, they're not Hollywood, we don't care about all of that. Lily is like, we don't do all that theatric bullshit. If we wanted to, we could, but we're not about that. We just want to go out and sing and whatever, which is probably why SWV has a lower booking fee than Escape, because Escape has to pay for the LED screens and all the other type of stuff that they're doing. So Coco was like, fuck it. Why don't we just do separate sets? Because this is a bigger deal than it needs to be. Escape calls her out on her bud. Y'all are the ones making it a bigger deal. If it's becoming a bigger deal, then let us do understanding. Coco and them don't want to. So they want to do separate sets, which probably should be separate sets anyways. But then it's going to be the next argument of who comes on first, who comes on last. Because the group that comes on first could be seen as an opening act. Whereas SWV has already said they don't care. They'll come in, perform, and then they can go home. But that's not collaborative. Then you run the risk of SWV's fans leaving. If they don't flip a coin and get to it, flip a coin and call it out. Whoever name goes first. So if it says SWV and Escape, Escape gets to have the final song. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just kind of feel like that's how it should be. Or I don't know. Like, there's an easier way to get through this, but each side can't be mad at the other side for not budging when your side isn't budging either, right? Am I the only one that makes sense to? No? So then finally, just when Escape seemed to be on one accord, we get this. Escape calls a meeting. Tiny, Candy, and Tamika all look pissed. This is the first time that I have seen Tiny look pissed when it has come to Tasha and Rocky's shenanigans when it pertains to the group. So they're meeting as a group because I guess they found out that Rocky's been getting a kickback from a promoter. And Tasha was like, that's a lie. And it's like, okay, we have the receipts. So they pull out a text message thread that is between Rocky and the promoter. Apparently, Rocky has been telling the promoter that if I can get the girls to book with you, you got to give me some money on the back end. So within that text message thread, I saw a 20,000 figure and a 10,000 figure. So what I think it was is, if you can kick us back 20,000, I'll make sure that the girls book with you, no one else. Tasha can make the girls do that. So then within the text message thread, Rocky is saying, I've already told my wife that you gave me 10 already. So, I just need to make sure that you're going to give us the other 10. So Tasha is like, you think I have anything to do with this? Because I don't. Now, here's the thing. Candy is like, but he's saying that he talked to you. This can go one of two ways. One, Tasha might not have known. Rocky could have just been saying that and Tasha doesn't know. But do I believe that Tasha had no idea that Rocky was getting this kickback? I don't. Tasha knows exactly what's happening. So Tasha is saying how, oh, y'all gonna believe a text message? And Tamika is like, that's Rocky's phone number. So now Tiny is like, this is ridiculous because all the money that's accounted for, everybody should know what's going where and what's going to who. Because basically it's coming out now, okay, that you are getting more. Basically Tasha's getting paid more than everybody else. And Tasha is maintaining well, that's not me. This is Rocky doing this. And like, was it Candy or Tiny said, y'all are one and the same because y'all are married. I saw this week that Tasha might have been kicked out of Escape, or that Escape might have been. I think it was Scotty's channel, Scotty by Nature. That Scotty might have. That Scotty did a video saying that Rocky. I can't talk. Scotty by Nature. Scotty did a video saying that Escape is drawing up papers to dissolve the Escape LLC, the other three remaining members, so they can get Tasha out of it, and then they will draw up probably new group papers, however that works. Tasha just gonna have to do another apology video because I feel like you got to encompass all of this now too. Tasha, Rocky is gonna be your downfall. Rocky is going to be your downfall because you did that apology. I don't see how they can move forward with you. I don't see how Tamika moves forward with her sister at this point. Let me know what you guys thought down below. If you enjoyed the video, go ahead, subscribe to the channel, rate the video. If you really enjoyed it, thumbs it up. If you really hated it, thumbs it down, I guess. Hop in the comment section. I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.